you, Graham, and if you're watching this, you're my scent brother, scent sister, or my non-binary scent sibling. Today is a chat. It's not a review. It's not a what I wore, although I'm wearing Vain and Naive from Nishan. I just wanted to talk about something that I'm really interested in, and that is dirty, dirty deals, dupes, and discounters. So if you're interested in a chat about these three things, keep watching. Dupes and fakes are not the same thing. One is illegal, one is legal. One is trying to pull something over on you, and the other is just letting you smell like something really expensive for a lot less. A fake is a fake. It's illegal. It's fallen off of a truck. Some guy named Sam has slid up to you and said, "Hey, you want to buy some perfumes?" They're not the same. Fakes are, you got to beware. You got to beware. If a deal is way too good to be true, it's probably a fake. And so if you've been had by someone trying to make you think that you're buying the real thing for such a great deal and you've fallen for it, let me know. They're good. They're good. They will swear up and down that it's 100% legit. They'll offer you all kinds of proof that it's legit, but it's a fake. Some people actually go in for fakes. You know, a lot of people will buy fake Gucci's just so that it looks like they're carrying a Gucci bag or something. And I don't have a problem with that. It's just usually with a fake, you thought you were buying the real thing, and wah, wah, you weren't. So that is that taken care of. That's the dirty, dirty deals. And I hope that you've never been taken advantage in that way. But if you have, let us know down below and where it was so that we don't fall for it. A dupe is not the same thing, and I want to talk about why dupes and discounters are legal and viable businesses. So let's talk about dupes first. Middle Eastern houses are exploding right now with dupes. Yes, they have their own brands as well, but these Middle Eastern houses are known for duping, duplicating fragrances, and even the packaging a lot of times of the expensive fragrances for a really, really good price. But dupes are legal. There's no way to patent how something smells. You can patent, say, a list of ingredients if you want. You can patent packaging if you want, and you can patent a name of something. But the darn truth is, from all of what I've read, is that those patents are really difficult to come by. They're really difficult to enforce. And so for all intents and purposes, a dupe is a legal thing that people get away with. There's always going to be that audience for a dupe because they are less expensive. And sometimes not only are they as good quality, but they're better in terms of performance than the thing that they are inspired by. And so there's a lot of controversy.
It's going to get hot in the comments.
But I dupe. Do you? I'm not here to tell you to dupe. I have some videos dedicated to oil perfumery, my favorite way of experiencing a fragrance before purchasing it from the house is to test it using oil perfumery. And I've spoken about that so much that I don't need to speak about it anymore. What I do want to speak about today is their sister company, Oksha. Oil perfumery makes these little roller balls of oil. And again, I'm going to refer you to my video because I use these in a million different ways. You can't get a good bead on the texture of a fragrance because oils are heavier, but you can get a really good bead on the notes and the profile and whether you like it or not by buying a $20 oil. They come in roller balls and you can take the roller ball off and use it in a number of ways. But that is not necessarily everybody's zhuzh to be wearing these oils. And so Oksha, sister company, all of their bottles are identical. They're nice heavy glass. The scent is identical, but the texture is different because these are all, I want to say, extrait de parfum. And this is 30 mils. Secret Lagoon is what their version of Virgin Island water is. So Oksha names their fragrance as something other than what the fragrance is. Oil Perfumery says our version of to make it legal. And Oksha hides it entirely by calling it something else. Regardless, the quality on both of these, I've smelled the real thing and it's so bang on. It's so bang on. This isn't a commercial for them. They don't know who I am, but I'm telling you, it's really bang on. The performance on these isn't beast mode in my experience, but it's really good. Whether or not it's better than the Creed, I'm not sure, but I do know that for the $40 that I paid for this, I would have only gotten a 2 ml sample for $40 from Creed, and I wouldn't have been able to get a good bead on whether or not I liked it. I do like this, and someday I will purchase the Creed Virgin Island water, but for right now, when somebody says, oh my God, you smell so good, what are you wearing? I'm going to say, I am wearing, and I'll tell them whether it's the Eau Perfumerie or the Orksha, and I'll just say, I use these as testers. And so I am going to get the real thing. These are about 40, these are about 20, and the real thing is about 400, 500. So I did purchase a couple of duos of the oil and the sprays, and one of them was another reason why I dupe. I dupe because sometimes I want to smell something that's completely discontinued, like the milk perfume that I wanted to try, the Crybaby milk perfume, and it was discontinued. So I bought both the oil and the spray because they're different textures. And I loved them both, but a girl loved them more than I did, so I gave them away. I give away a lot of my old perfumeries. Okay, that is my favorite dupe house. It's legal, it's economical, and depending, it's not trying to pull one over on you. Nobody thinks that Secret Lagoon made up its own formula. So just like, if we just move on really quickly to Latafa, one of the Middle Eastern houses that are just banging these days. Yes, the packaging looks the same. And again, I'm not trying to convince you to dupe. I'm just saying that the packaging looks eerily similar. This is Oud for Glory, which is a dupe for Oud for Greatness. And this is Amethyst, which is a dupe for either Psychedelic Love or Atomic Rose. I have not smelled either of those, so I don't know. All I know is that this Oud for Glory smells very much like Oud for Greatness. And this smells almost identical to this, but this has a rose note. This is in Ryan's regular rotation. He wears this weekly. It is stunning. I'm not going to go through notes or profiles or nothing, just to say that this was $50 at a discounter. It's a good one. And so when we run out of this one, we will purchase Oud for Greatness. I'm like, why? Because I think that that is right and fair. Would I go to the discounters for this? Yes, I would, but I will tell you about it in a minute. I just want to share with you a couple of the other dupe houses I've had experience with and ask you to share in the comments if you have good experiences with dupe houses. These were gifted to me from the beautiful Joss from Joss's Fragrance Mixology. Thank you. I love these. These are Jenny Glow. These are obvious ripoffs of Jo Malone. This one is Oat and Berries, and this one is Lime and Basil. They're gorgeous. They are very inexpensive on the discounters. They smell fresh, clean, bright, musky. They do a very good job duping the Jo Malone. Will I buy either one of these for Jo Malone? No, because they're not my preferred style of fragrance, but I'm really glad that I have these. Do I think that Jo Malone is missing my money? Probably not. Jo Malone's not missing my money because I bought the dupes. Because there's always going to be the customer who wants the experience, wants to buy from the house, wants to say they're wearing the original, the customer who is using it as a trial, the customer who is just going to go for the dupe anyway. These are entities in and of themselves, in my opinion, and so that's why I utilize the dupes as testers. Another house that I have experience with is Alexandria. This is probably the third dupe of theirs that I have. It's the only one that I've kept. This is Chocolate Dream, which is a dupe of Serjoff's Lyra. And Ryan wears this one. We got this on Amazon on the Alexandria store of Amazon. And if you're looking for a dupe for Lyra, this is not 100% at all. There's something in here that's more dense. It's a more dense, sharper, and honestly, Chocolate Dream is right. There's no chocolate note in Lyra, but there is in here, and you can smell it. So Ryan wears this. Is the performance of this better than Lyra? Not that I can tell at this point. I think it needs to macerate a little bit before we can find out. But I think I paid $55 for 30 mils of this extrait de parfum. and hopefully the performance will continue to get better as we go along. So I can say yes to Alexandria based on this and a couple of others. The first dupe house I ever tried was Belayered, and I really wanted to smell Oud Bouquet and Delina Exclusive. There's nowhere anywhere near me to go smell these things. So they had an 8-pack of these 5 ml, which I believe was something like $70 plus tax and shipping, which was a great deal. Let me tell you about Oud Bouquet and Delina Exclusive from this brand. Spot on. Bang on. As far as I can tell, I can't tell. And so this was a very, very economical way to test the fragrances, because for the $70 that I paid, sometimes that's how much one of those 2 ml samples can cost with shipping. And so you're not really any further ahead because you can't tell if you like it or not. There's not enough. So I didn't buy the full bottle dupe. I didn't buy the Oud Bouquet. It just wasn't my style, and it wasn't Ryan's. So that's Belayered. I can say that the performance on these is fantastic. I can say that the economical value is fantastic, and I never went back to them. But that's because I discovered old perfumery after that. The last one that we'll talk about quickly is called Paris Corner. This is Kahila Luxe, and it's a dupe for Kayali Invite Only. And there's a long story for why I didn't want to buy Kayali Invite Only, but I do have this sample. It wasn't enough. I thought I liked it. This and the sample that I have are almost identical, like so close, but I just wasn't sure, so I didn't want to spring for the full bottle of the Kayali because it's $140, but $40, and it's pretty. It's bang on, and I don't like it. I don't like the original, and I don't like this, but now I'm only out $40. So there it is. As far as it goes, the performance, everything on this, banging. Banging. Am I suggesting it? I'm just telling you that this one is bang on. I don't have any other experience with it. So now you know I dupe. You know why I dupe. And I just want to quickly talk about discounters. I didn't understand discounters. I thought, how can that possibly be legal? Why is it called the gray market? How come I can go onto this site and they say it's a legitimate bottle of perfume that I'm getting for a quarter of the price of the original? They have designer, they have niche, they have all different price points of everything. Why is that allowed? Well, these sites, and I'm going to talk about interchangeably about the 3 that I've used, because I've never had a problem. Maybe you've had a problem. Maybe you've gotten a dud. Maybe you've gotten something you didn't think you were getting. Maybe you got a fake. I never have. All of the ones that I have gotten from perfumeonline.ca, fragrancebuy.ca, and fragrancenet.com are 100%. This isn't an advertisement for them. This is just what I do, okay? So these are stores where you go and you purchase from a warehouse situation online. They package it, they ship it, you get it, life is good. Why are they legal? Why is it called the gray market? They're legal because these companies purchase massive amounts. They buy in bulk from the distributors of the houses. So the houses have got their money. The houses get their money. So it's not a matter of, are these discounters stealing anything? They have purchased them outright. Here's the ick part, is that sometimes they sell what's called testers, which have no caps. The testers say right on them, not for sale, but you can buy them. And so I'm not sure about the legality of that, but I do know that it happens, and I've been the happy recipient of a fragrance that didn't have a cap, but I got it for $300 off of retail of the real thing. So I don't know why that's legal. And then I have another ick with fragrancenet.com. Every week I get an email that says, last day for 30% off. And that's an ick for me because you can always get 35% off at fragrancenet.com. And if you didn't know that, you're welcome. Here's a code that works. Sometimes they have 36% off sales. Anyway, that's an ick to me. Like they're fear mongering and making you have FOMO, like you're going to miss out on this sale. You're never going to miss out on the sale at fragrancenet.com. Just saying. Let's end it with, are people losing their jobs and what is going on here? Why are they able to do this? Well, like I said, they've purchased them en masse, they've paid the houses and the distributors, and they don't have brick and mortar stores. So they're not necessarily paying for the utilities to heat a building where there's going to be people. You're not paying for the staff. You're not paying for the experience. There's always going to be this customer that's looking for the perfume experience. They want to be shown. They want to be told the notes. They want to be educated. They want personal experience with the fragrance and with the consultant. You don't get that in this. You can't sample it. You just have to take it on faith or go somewhere else, sample it, and then purchase it. So they don't have the overhead costs. That's it. There's just a guy on the computer and a guy in the warehouse and a guy in shipping. That's it. That's what they got. They can offer these deals. They are legit. It's a wonderful thing. Here's what I wouldn't do, and I'm not judging you if you do this, but I wouldn't go to the department store or the house, let the person spend all of the time with me on it, and then turn around and buy it at the gray market. I don't have anywhere to go to experience that kind of thing. But if I did, I would just very nicely say no thank you to the person, because they can spend their time now with someone else. Will I spritz to try? Yes, I will, but that is the cost of doing business. So am I honest? Am I dishonest? Where's the line on this gray market thing? Are people losing jobs? I would say that before COVID, yeah, yep, people were not going to be hired because as the sales of these websites went up, the sales of the department stores and houses would go down, and so fewer people would be hired if COVID hadn't happened. COVID happened. We all had to shop at these stores because the department stores weren't open and nothing was really online at the beginning. So yeah, they saw a huge surge of money and customer base. But there's always going to be people who want that experience. And there's always going to be people who just want the perfume. So this is where I'm at. This is the conversation that I wanted to have. Have you had a dirty deal? Do you dupe? Do you discount? If you don't, why not? If you do, how's it going? If you have any questions or comments for me, just leave them down below, and I'm going to thank you for being here. I filmed this video 5 times already. I really hope the sound works on this one. I really hope that it recorded because the phone is dying, and I really hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me today, because I'm going to enjoy the comments no matter what. Take care. What? Oh, I keep doing that to my mic.